living on Long Island is costly enough. I'm barely making enough to keep my crappy car from 2002. So saying that I was surprised that I could manage to lose $7 a month to Disney Plus is putting it mildly. Now, admittedly, I was very excited. I could rewatch a Boy Meets World episode quickly before going to work, and an episode of The Mandalorian after dinner and before I go to bed. I subscribed to the service a little over a month ago after it was released. The first few weeks were like I expected. Boy Meets World in the morning, Mandalorian at night. On my off days, I looked at all the other movies, shows, and shorts Disney Plus had to offer. I rewatched Avengers Endgame a few days before Christmas, which got me excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, and all the other Marvel shows coming in the next few years. So yeah, I had no plan on ending my subscription. That was my thought process about over a month ago. Now I'm not so sure. It hasn't even been a full day since this happened. Last night seemed like it would be any other night. I got home from work at 8 p.m. I ordered some Chinese food and ate it while watching the late night news. I cleaned up downstairs, took a shower, and laid in bed, turning on my television. As I flicked on Disney Plus, I turned my light off and my fan on before getting comfortable. The plus symbol popped up next to the large white print that read Disney, like it always did. What it didn't always do was an empty white bar popped up at the bottom of the screen. I was confused, since this hasn't happened before. The bar began to fill up more with whiteness as I tried to figure out what was happening. An update, maybe? Eventually, the bar filled up and the familiar yet not so familiar screen filled up my screen. I got off my phone I was on to distract myself while it was loading and immediately got more confused. The main screen with the show's and movies looked the same. The sidebar, however, with the tabs was different. Another tab was added to the bottom, New Media, it stated. Intrigued, I clicked it, being brought to a screen filled with movies and shows I have never even thought existed. It was the same dark blue background as everything else, but the movies looked weird, with even weirder titles. Captain America, Serpent Society, Star Wars Episode 18, The Rise of Jar Jar, High School Musical 4, A Musically Divorce? What the hell is this? Confused and a little frightened, I scrolled down more, only finding more weird-ass movies that I didn't even think a human could make. When confusion finally took over my mind, I did what any other person would do in my situation. I took my predicament to Google, and you'll never guess what I found. Actually, you probably can. I found absolutely nothing. I put my phone down next to me and realized the only way to get answers is to check out one of these weird films. I decided on a film under the Originals category titled Security Shark. There was no description, no other films like it, and no way to add it to favorites. All three of those should have been red flags that I should have noted and left Disney Plus. Well, like an idiot, I pressed play. The film began with a 10-second black screen before cutting to a bird's eye view of a beach. It, as stereotypical as I imagined. The sun was bright and yellow, the sand was slim and sandy, the ocean was bright and blue, surfers riding on top of it. Other people were on the beach, playing volleyball, building sand castles, drinking water bottles. The lifeguard had black sunglasses on and sunscreen on his nose. The main surfer dude, I guess, also had black sunglasses along with wavy blonde hair. A girl surfer next to him called out, "You're really good at this, Chad." Chad. This was definitely made way before cliches were noticed. This is when I realized something. You see, back in middle and high school, there was this popular football player, Chad Gomez. He was a year older than me. Chad, in this film, is Chad Gomez from middle school. It looks exactly like him, tall and wavy blonde hair. Not only that, but Chad also surfed and did theater. So this means this film was made in present day, even though the camera quality looked like it was from the 50s. Chad smiled like a dip-tart and flayed his arms around, making the girl laugh. What is this? I began to feel cold and I started to shiver, causing me to pull the covers over myself more and sink further into my bed. A close-up on Chad's face showed him making a surprised and confused look before yelping and being pulled under the wave passing by. The camera cut back to the beach to show everyone's reacting to the girl screaming as a pool of blood began behind her. Chad's bloody surfboard flew up in the air, falling to the head of the girl, causing her to yelp just like Chad did and fall underwater. She didn't pop back up. At this moment, I quickly snatched the television remote to turn it off, done with whatever the hell this update is showing me. But before I did, a huge light gray shark flew out from under a considerably smaller wave, smiling as it did. How I could tell the shark was smiling was off-putting, since this was not an animation. It was a real shark. Chad and the girl's blood practically drowned the shark's already brown and gold teeth. One of the two's arms still visible lying on its tongue. The shark also had big red scars passing through the top left of its head, peering through its eyes, making it down to its lips before stopping. The shark then disappeared underwater again. Everyone on the beach was running away, even the lifeguard. That is when I should have turned off my television, but I didn't. I just needed to see what happened next. And what happened next was anything but intriguing. I suddenly appeared, looking the same as I do right now. I was wearing a dark green and dark blue bathing suit that I have never seen before. Movie me tripped on an umbrella, landing on my back, being able to face my grim reaper of the sea. The shark jumped out, opening its wide mouth once again. I screamed, both movie me and real me, as the camera cut to a point of view shot from me, showing the shark's dark mouth devour my vision. I then turned the television off, jumped out of bed, tripping on my blanket caught on my foot. I quickly got up, shaking the blanket off of my foot, fleeing my thought-to-be-safe bedroom. I ran down my relatively short hallway, screaming the entire time. I only made it 2 steps down before tripping again like an idiot. I tumbled down the steps, falling to the much darker than I remember first floor of my house. I turned around facing the steps above me, only to see the shark coming at me. It did the same thing it did in the film, lunging at me with bloody teeth. However, this time it was smiling, wider than it did after it ate Chad and the girl. I screamed even louder, closing my eyes, not wanting to see anything else. At that moment, everything went silent. I thought I was dead. No, I was sure I was dead. But I still refused to give in and open my eyes. I quickly opened my eyes and spun around the floor to see a figure knocking on my front door. Nate, are you okay? I heard you screaming and I wanted to make sure you're okay. I guess I just stopped mentally because all I could think about was, I'm alive. Nate, are you alright? I'm getting worried. Please answer me. I quickly got up, unlocked the front door, and looked out to Mrs. Barber's shocked face. You're bleeding, Nate. I looked down and put my fingers to my nose. Yep, my nose is bleeding. I didn't even notice until now. I was watching a movie and I tripped while walking down to get snacks. Yeah, the screaming was from the movie. I should probably turn it down. Oh, Miss Barber said, smiling. I gave a fake smile back before an awkward pause filled the half-foot between us. Anyway, thanks, Colleen. You're welcome. Good night, Nate. I nodded slightly before closing the door. Like I said earlier, it's only been about a day, but I haven't been in my bedroom since. I haven't been upstairs since. One thing I've been thinking about since is Disney Plus. When I finally grow some balls and head back to my room, the first thing I'm doing is getting rid of anything related to Walt Disney, starting with Disney Plus. To anyone hearing this, please, if you haven't already, unsubscribe from Disney Plus. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't. If you somehow managed to never even hear of Disney Plus, forget about this post and never think about it again. Disney Plus is pure evil. Disney is pure evil. Oh, and one last note. To all the people thinking I'm overreacting, just this morning I went to go to the bathroom, only to find 4 sharp, bite mark looking scars on the very top of my forehead. Also this morning, Chad Gomez and his wife Tiffany's corpses were found last night after apparently being missing for months, a fact I wasn't aware of. Their corpses were nothing but bloody and bitten arms.